Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff White, Jeff White Fitness Solutions. Thanks for checking out this video today. And today I'm in my truck again, and I'm waiting on my son to get out of school. And so I thought I would make another quick video. Um, and this one is slightly different. It's pertaining to what's going on with the supply chain issues and the potential for food shortages. And I know a lot of people. Well, I wouldn't even say a lot of people. I would say maybe 2% of the population is preparing. They're stocking up on food and getting ready, and that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. But there's something else that you really want to think about too. You're stocking up on your beans and your soups and all different types of canned goods and all that. But have you really thought about how your diet will change? And I think this is really important because you may be eating a lot of foods now that you may not be able to eat, if things really get bad. And so I think it's important that you become mentally prepared for that possibility. See, it's not just stocking up, on food or whatever, but you got to get ready up here too. And so this is something that we all must really think about. Like, see, for me, for example, I'm stocking up on beans and rice, but I'm going to tell you, I can't eat beans every day. My body just cannot handle it. It can't handle it. I can eat it maybe 3 days in a row, and then after that, I can't eat beans anymore for at least a week. My body just doesn't. I just can't handle it. So you have to know what you can and can't handle as far as your body is concerned. That's number one. But this is something I really want people to think about right here. How many times a day do you eat right now? Do you eat 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, 6 times a day? Have you considered the fact that you may not be able to eat as often if things really get bad? If we have a SHTF situation? If that's the case, how will you handle that? That is something a lot of people really aren't thinking about. If you're used to eating 4, 5, 6 times a day, and now you can't because you're rationing your food, you're trying to extend it out, how will you handle that? You got to think about that. That's another mental thing that you must be aware of too. And so my thinking is this. People must become fat adapted at this point. You have no choice, in my opinion. Now again, people who are trying to prepare and get ready, they may be more open-minded to hearing this type of talk. But individuals who think everything's okay and think we're just making this stuff up, they're going to have a really, really hard time if there are really severe food shortages like we think there are, or the fact that food is going to be so expensive that you just can't afford it. And we're seeing that now. For a lot of different foods are getting more and more expensive. So as a result, some people will have no choice but to eat less per day. Now, if you're not used to that, that is going to be very, very difficult. Because unfortunately, society has told us that we have to eat 5, 6 times a day to keep our metabolisms going strong. But that's not true. That's not true. What a lot of people don't know is in actuality, your body can burn or use stored fat for energy. Your body can use stored fat for energy, but we're not told that. And so a lot of people never use stored fat for energy because they are always eating. Think about that. If you're always eating, your body will never have the opportunity or reason to use stored fat for energy. Now, to get to that point where you're fat adapted and your body can use stored fat for energy, you're going to have to go through, I would almost say, a metamorphosis. Your body's going to have to go through a complete change. And as you go through that transition, it can be very uncomfortable for you. You can be downright miserable as your body shifts from eating carbs and using carbs for energy to becoming fat adapted. So then you add in the fact that we are going through this worldwide change where there are food shortages. So you're already going to be stressed out about that and everything that goes along with, the changes in the world. Then on top of that, you're not eating as much. So it's just going to just really make people miserable. So my thinking right now is everyone needs to learn how to become fat adapted, because that'll be one less thing you have to worry about if things really get bad. This is very important. And see, here's another thing too. If you can get by only eating once or twice a day, you can be a lot more productive and handle the other stresses of the situation, because we know there are going to be a lot of stresses out there. We know that. And it's very important that you have a clear mind so you can handle them. But if you are focused on food and you're hungry and you can't eat and you're miserable because you're quite hungry, quite frankly, it's going to make surviving this very difficult. Very difficult. So I challenge everyone to learn how to become fat adapted. And you can, start by just trying to eat 2 times a day. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to simply skip breakfast. Skip breakfast. Instead of eating breakfast at your normal time, don't eat your first meal until, say, lunchtime, or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But the key is that morning you drink a lot of water. Drink your water, drink your coffee, drink your tea, drink something like that. And that'll help keep you full. Because a lot of times people think they're hungry when they're really thirsty. And drinking liquids can help keep you full. So this is just a real quick, tip. And it's just something for you to think about. Yeah, you're stocking up on food, but will you be able to eat 5 times a day, 6 times a day? I don't think so. And a lot of people are used to that. So it's time to slowly make a change and let your body become fat adapted. And I'm going to just say this real quick. People don't know about being fat adapted because there's no money in not eating. All the money is made from eating snacks and chips. And that's where the money's at. So of course they're going to tell you to eat all the time. But in reality, if you become fat adapted, you can actually become a lot healthier too. But that's a whole other topic. I don't want to go into that right now. But the focus for everyone right now, I believe, is to learn how to get by on eating once or twice a day. And that will help you tremendously if things get as crazy as we think they can get. So, is anyone fat adapted? Does anyone intermittent fast? Has anyone ever done a fast, where they don't eat for several days? I think next week I'm going to do a 5-day water fast. I'm getting mentally prepared to do that. I feel like I'm ready to do it. It's that time. But let's talk about it, people. Let's talk about what you're trying to do to prepare your body for if we have a really bad situation where food becomes scarce. So let's talk about it, people. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a comment. And please like and subscribe to the channel, because I have a lot of great information. And I like to talk about things from a different perspective. Yeah, we know you're stocking up, you're buying your rice, you're buying all this, you're planting your garden. But at the same time, what's going on up here? And how else are you preparing? How are you preparing your body? That's very important. All right, guys. Thanks for viewing. And I'll talk to you later. Peace.